Trump administration is tightening the screws on immigration in United States, and two fresh moves could have major implications, particularly for Indians now. Washington is proposing a massive $103,265 fee on certain new H1-B visa petitions, a program heavily used by skilled Indian professionals. And at the same time, US is planning to revoke business and tourism visas of potentially up to 200,000 foreigners who have applied for or are seeking asylum. First, the H1-B shock. US Department of Homeland Security has proposed raising the fee for certain H1-B petitions to $103,265. That is more than $100,000 for a single petition. Now, the proposal is in the regulatory process, so this is not a final rule as of now. Why is this particularly significant for India? Because Indians account for roughly 71% of approved H1-B beneficiaries. In 2024, US approved 399,402 H1-B petitions, and Indian-born beneficiaries accounted for about 71% of them. So any sharp increase in the cost of hiring H1-B workers could disproportionately affect Indian professionals and the companies that employ them. Now, the protectionist visa policies of the US have already led to the 15% decline in the number of Indian students seeking admission in US colleges in 2025-26. And there is another potential hit. Well, the DHS is also considering a $100,000 fee on certain F1 optional practical training or OPT applications. Well, OPT is a pathway that allows international students in the US to gain work experience after completing their studies. So the proposed measures could affect people at two stages: students moving into the workforce and skilled workers seeking H1-B employment. But the immigration crackdown does not stop there. Well, the State Department says it is working with the Department of Homeland Security to identify and revoke B1 and B2 visas of foreigners who entered the US as short-term visitors but later applied for or are currently seeking asylum. Well, B1 visas are for business travel, while B2 visas cover tourism and certain visits. Now, the exact number has not been officially disclosed, but the Associated Press, citing State Department documents and two US officials, estimate that up to 200,000 people could be affected. If that number is realized, it could become the largest single mass visa revocation in US history. Now, the proposed action covers B1 and B2 visas issued between 2016 and 2026 to people who subsequently sought asylum. Now, the administration argues that people who entered as temporary visitors and then sought to remain permanently are misusing the visa system. Rights groups, meanwhile, have raised concerns over civil liberties and the broader immigration crackdown. So, two different visa categories, but one clear direction from Washington: higher costs for skilled foreign workers, tighter scrutiny of international students, and potentially hundreds of thousands of visitor visas being revoked.